So I was feeling pretty lost in my health journey. I wasn't sure where to turn to next because I was pretty hit rock bottom, and I didn't know how to get out. And I knew that I needed help. I knew that I couldn't just rely on myself to do it. And the way the universe works, you were put in front of me, and so I went with it. So all in my tummy. So gut issues of nausea, headaches, fatigue, constipation, and I'd go for weeks on end without being able to really eat. So, up and down in weight. I'd get better, and then I'd just, gorge on food because I just felt so deprived all the time, over the time that I wasn't eating. So that was also playing an effect on the outside of my body as well. I was noticing my skin detaching from my muscle, and so, I was doing yoga one day, and, I was in the downward dog position. My eyes came in direct contact with my thighs, and they were all just wrinkly and like they were 80 years old. And I was like, oh my God, what's happening? And I came to this realization that, it was just all of that fasting, all of that, those periods of time, and so many of them, that I wasn't able to eat and I'd lose weight really quickly. Just how much of an effect it was having on my body. I knew it was time I really needed to do something about it. It's been probably 20 plus years, but just gotten worse and worse and worse over that time. But 20 years. Lots of different supplements. I had, one week I'd be on the probiotics, the next it'd be prebiotics, the next it'd be vitamins. I'd be in and out of doctors. I sort of gave up on doctors by the time I got to you. I'd sort of given up on them probably about 12 months ago, actually. Because, I'd had colonoscopies, endoscopies, blood tests, stool tests. Nothing had come up that was significantly attached to what was going on for me. And so I kind of just went, no more doctors. I wanted to seek more natural therapies. And, I looked into naturopaths a number of times during the 20 years, and that kind of didn't really lead to much of anything apart from a whole bunch of money going out on supplements as well. So, there wasn't really many answers out there for me. And I sort of got to a stage where I thought, no, there's more to this than this being just a physical problem. It's got to be an emotional problem. And what I do, like with my clients, I work in mental health and emotional health and, doing that sort of thing. So it sort of hit me that it was time to have a look at that for myself, to see what, dig deep and see what was actually really going on. It's great because I have the ability now to ask my body what it needs and release things as they come. Like, if I have a run-in with someone, or I have a client and I take on some of their emotion, I can quickly identify it and release it without it really going on and on and on for days or weeks or months or even years. I can release that. So that's a huge advantage now. Yeah, good. I've been able to be eating and enjoying, giving myself foods that I that my body wants. So, you know, rather than just going with what my mind thinks it wants, I'm more tapping into what my body wants and nourishing it that way. So much better. I still have a couple of issues with wine, and that flares things up, but it doesn't flare things up as much as what it was. So I think that in my mind, what's happening is that there's a little bit of repair that needs to go on. I keep being sent to my colon and small intestine. That seems to be where I keep getting sent to with when I'm asking the questions. Once I've dealt with that, then that's going to stop any form of, it's going to stop inflaming that area so that it has that time to actually heal, because I've let go of emotions that were attached to that area, food intolerance that were attached to that area. I now need to set up the right environment for that to actually heal. In the most shortest terms, I think I was expecting a miracle and I got a miracle. I wasn't, I'm not that sort of type of person that I have a lot of doubts about things. Like when I jump into something, I jump in with both feet, full of hope, and I mean, because that's what's got me here, right? Because if without that hope, without that trust and belief that I can do it, even though I've been knocked down hundreds and hundreds of times over this, I just knew that I'm worth it. I'm worth fighting for this. And so I went in, with a lot of hope that this was going to be what was my answer. And a lot of belief around it as well. And then to come out the other side feeling so empowered and liberated, to be able to feel better, take control of my, not control, but just, well, it's taking control of my health, that has been amazing to know. There is a light at the end of the tunnel. Just the amount of crud I had in there to remove. And as we peeled back the layers, how much deeper that went. That, everything, has an order in the subconscious, and that, it will allow you to release one thing, won't allow you to release the thing that's underneath that thing. So
until you get to that top thing and let that go.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And it is like that, isn't it? It's like peel away, peel away, peel away. And then you remember something and go, oh my God, I have no idea that was there.
Yeah. It's amazing. It's opening up doors. It's opening up ideas. And yeah, there's much more flow going on in my life and in my career. And really, really leaning into trusting and being heart-driven instead of up here. You're amazing to work with. You're kind, compassionate, forceful when you need to be. Just you held me accountable. And I think that the part that probably sticks out the most for me was I hit a wall toward the end of my therapy where I was like, no, I can't. It's not working. I can't do it. I'm not cut out for this, or whatever was going on in my mind at the time. I'd hit a wall, And it was your words that actually helped me to keep going, because I wouldn't have without you. And in hindsight, I can see that the subconscious was just going, no, don't change. I want to stay here. It's comfortable, right? And so, in hindsight, I can see it. But I mean, it was very difficult at the time, being in that moment, and just to have that. If it were just me, I would not have been able to keep pushing on. But to have you there, saying the right things that I needed to hear right then, and to know that you had my back. That was really a standout moment. That's a massive takeaway, like, for anyone who is going through the process or thinking about going through the process of, when you hit that wall. You will hit a wall. I think most people do, especially if it's, it's been going on for a very long time. It's deep stuff. Like, there's got to be a wall there at some point, and that's just your subconscious saying, no, come back here, stay where it's safe and what's familiar to us, even if it is being sick. It is so worth it. They can't put a price on your health and well-being. And isn't it funny, because I now don't have, like, I might have once had an issue of paying, money out every week to get help for my health. Now I don't have a problem with it. And now I'm kind of like, I've noticed the money blocks coming up in me, and I'm like, maybe next I'm going to see a money block specialist. I'm happy to do that now. It's sort of like removed this fear in me to work on myself.
Yes, because you are the most important thing in your world, and it's only your world, because at the end of your world, at the end of your life, the only person that you can look at is yourself.
Exactly. So it really has shown me how important it is to work on myself.
Yeah, so good. So happy for you.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah, good.
Very, very grateful.
Yeah, thank you.